We're back to the continuation of the story from minutes ago. If you missed any, catch it on the Morning X podcast. This is the best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
Make us say, wow, Floyd.
Okay, check this out. I was on a construction job, right? I was wearing blue jean shorts, and I was running a saw, and I saw my leg at my left front pocket, right next to the kahunas. And,
You sawed your inside of your thigh?
Yeah, no, not the inside, the front.
What, you sawed? What do you mean you sawed it? You
With a
dropped
skill saw. I run the blade into my leg.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Because I was talking to somebody, and I got it into my leg.
Ooh.
Okay, so what?
Okay, I had money in my pocket, right? And it flies all over everywhere. Hundreds and 20s and change. Okay, check this out. Instead of the coworkers checking on me, they start grabbing my money up.
Okay, a couple of questions. First of all, what were you doing with hundreds and hundreds of dollars in your pocket? Second of all, how deep into your leg did the saw go?
Well, it was to the bone. I had to pull it out. I had to get somebody to pull it out.
Wasn't blood spurting everywhere?
No, it didn't bleed. It was deep. It was so deep it didn't bleed.
Now wait a minute.
Right away.
How can your leg? You have main arteries that go down your leg. How
Not the front of
The
it.
straight of it.
Not the front of it.
Could have been just all meat.
Yeah, but instead of helping me, they got my money. Wow.
Wow.
That's a wow.
I guess there was no permanent damage.
Just his pride.
Probably just has a scar.
Okay, let's take another call. Hello, Metropolis.
Okay, well, from the time I was in 7th grade to the time I was in 10th grade, this makes my friends say, wow. My parents and my sisters and I, we lived without electricity in Douglasville.
Why?
So, total lack of good parenting and responsibility.
Are you damaged now as a young woman?
Huh?
Are you damaged as a young woman?
Well, no, I provide my daughter with electricity.
I have a feeling Clark Howard's kids are going to say that one day, just because it's too expensive to pay the electric bill.
So you lived without electricity for 3 years.
It was really crazy. It was a totally electric house, so we didn't have a stove or hot water or
wait a
anything.
minute.
What did you do? Take cold showers in the winter?
Well, if you didn't get up early enough to boil the water, yes.
Well, did you have gas?
No, we didn't have any gas. So,
Well, how'd you boil water? Did you make a fire in the backyard?
Yeah.
Well, no, we had, later they got a gas stove, maybe the last year, but they got I think it's called a Swedish fireplace. It kind of looks like an upside-down funnel.
Oh, I know what those are, yeah.
And you could put a fire in there and then sometimes cook or heat
Were
up
they
water.
poor or just lazy? Well,
They wanted to save
That's debatable.
electricity?
You guys have actually spoken to my mother. I made her cuss one time on the radio for you.
Oh, wait, is she the cab driver?
That would be the one.
oh, that was a classic
yeah.
scene.
So now, did you have, what about the refrigerator? How did you keep food
We didn't.
fresh?
You couldn't.
You went out to eat or what?
Yeah, you could either buy groceries that you needed that day or you went out to eat, and it was just really crazy.
That's
and
sad.
I still have friends from high school that I keep in touch with sometimes, and they're always like, I remember when I came over to your house and there were all the kerosene lamps.
This is is your last name Kaczynski?
No.
This is
Very
a
sad.
wow story.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Holy cow.
That's very sad.
That's
Mike,
one.
make us say wow.
Okay, you guys, this one's great. When I was 14 years old, me and my buddies, one of my buddies' father was a drug dealer, and he ripped him off for about $300,000.
Who, your friend did?
Yeah, and it was a group of us, of about 4 of us. We were all about 13 or 14, so we couldn't tell our parents we had all this money, and he divvied it all up. We had about $70,000 about each of us.
I knew a guy that did that, too.
Wait a minute. How did he rip him off?
Well, this was back in 1979, and his dad was one of the biggest drug dealers down in Miami, and he was never home, so he had suitcases of money all over the house, in the attic, and false mattresses and in cabinets, and little backgammon cases, 20,000 here, 30,000 there.
Did he know the kid did it?
Well, no, because he took 20,000 at a time. He would take 20,000, and we'd go around and spend it for 3 or 4 weeks, and then he'd come back with another 40,000 and another 50,000. So it took his dad a while to figure out that he was ripping him off.
What were you guys buying?
We just spending. We would go to Denny's and ring up $500, orders and
Wait a minute. What
20,
could you buy? What could you order for $500 at Denny's?
You could buy the franchise.
Yeah, we literally order like 10 or 20 shakes each and line them up on the table, and managers would come out thinking that we weren't going to pay.
You wouldn't want to be too obvious that you just had a bunch
I know.
But we were 14 years old. We didn't know better. I mean, I wouldn't do it now. We'd probably get jumped out in the street.
It's like we order 50 shakes. Okay, now what do we do with them? We've got 50 milkshakes. Great.
And we leave them all there, and then we drive the waitress crazy, and then tip her like a $100 bill. We went into Ace Music. It was one of the biggest music stores in Miami.
Right.
And we had a little band going. So we went in there and we bought $18,000 worth of musical equipment cash in one shot. And we were the second biggest sale under KC.
And they didn't ask any questions.
They didn't even ask any questions. They didn't care about who was giving the money at shoe stores and stuff.
Well, so she just didn't notice you had motorcycles and boats packed out behind the house?
Well, at first, when I showed up with my first, I had a little mini bike, and when I showed up with it, she was like, "Where'd you get that?" And I told her I borrowed it. And then I went out and bought, for $800, I bought a brand new XR80 when Honda came out with it in 1980. And I bought it and came home with it, told her a friend of mine lent it to me, but after a while I had to confess. And so she told me she didn't want me hanging around with those guys anymore.
I guess not.
So I shut it up. I gave her $500, and it kind of quieted my mom for a while.
You
then
shut your mom up by giving her $500.
I shut my mom up by giving her $500.
Yeah. She goes, I don't want you hanging around with these guys anymore. There's trouble. You guys are going to get in trouble. This money's coming from somewhere dirty. I
Here,
can feel
Mom,
it.
shut up.
Here, Mom, here's $500.
Shut up.
Because she was really struggling. Then I paid off her Visa, and my sister was in college at the time. She didn't have a car, so I had her come down. I bought her a '69 Rally Sport.
Wow.
This guy could go on for the next hour.
I know.
Really out of control. Thanks for calling.
All right, good. That was a good one to end on.
That's a good
one
wow.
to end on.
Yeah,
Make us say wow. Good episode, people.
Very good episode.
The best of the Morning X on 99X. Because someone in corporate thinks best makes it sound less tragic, and they're right. 99X.
YouTube personality Benny Johnson has cracked the code on a new era of newsmaking.
Very controversial, very strong opinions. A person who speaks truth fearlessly, breaking for nobody.
It's a new cultural landscape.
We're not trying to politicize this. People are primed now, and forgive me, dude, it is what it is. Here's what's going on in your country, bro.
The Benny Show.
Get ready if this is something that you needed to put a little pep in your step. No? Yeah? Okay.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.